My guest this week is cutwoman Stacy Ramirez from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Stacy left her job in aviation to become a cutwoman and has worked in the MMA arena for roughly 5 years. She has earned a reputation for being fearless and tough. She took a temporary leave to have her son, and she is ready to get back into the octagon. Hey everyone, this is Paula V. You are back in the corner with Paula V. My guest today is all the way from Canada. We are worldwide. Stacy Ramirez. She is a MMA cutwoman. Hey Stacy.
Hi.
So I follow you on Instagram, of course. So when I became a cutwoman, my mentor at the time, which was Jerry Burgos, Cutman Burgos, I was asking him, who should I follow or who, whatever. He's like, the first person he said was Stacy Ramirez, the first person. So I've been following you ever since, and we chit chat all the time. But this is our first time, video verbally meeting. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? I know when I did some research, you were in aviation and you were only working now in MMA. So give me your story.
So that was my day job, I guess, transportation. I have my pilot's license. So I was working in aviation for a decade or so, and then I got let go due to COVID. So after that, I moved over to trains. So I was a rail traffic controller for CP. And then after that, I went on maternity leave. So now that my mat leave is finished, I'm back and ready to get back in the game, and it gives me more time to actually work shows, whereas before I was so limited due to the hours that I worked. So I'm ready to go.
Awesome. And I know that I think you took a cutwoman class or cutman class. I know they used to use that terminology cutman for both men and women, but now it's transitioned to cutman and cutwoman. I know you
Yeah.
I think you got your certification with Adrian and Swayze, right?
Yeah.
In 2019. How
Uh,
was that?
I think I think it was either 2018 or 2019. But yeah, it
Mhm.
was really fun. Stefan Bonner was actually in my class as well.
Oh.
To wrap him and just to talk to him. And I had two other people in the class too. It was really hands on and they gave me a lot of good information.
Mhm.
And I recommend it if anyone was interested in becoming a cut woman or cut man.
I did order that book that Adrian has that him and Swayze did. So I do have that book and I read it like intently. The class I took was with Joe Clifford. And
Yes.
I took that class. When did I take that? 2020, early 2023 or something like that. But yeah, it was a really good class. Tell me about the first time, your first event that you worked and how was it for you? How bad did it get?
The first event, actually, I was the only cut man, cut woman there. So I was in the back. It was crazy. It was one of the regional shows.
Yeah.
A deer, and I was in the back just wrapping everyone. And when the show started, I there was no one else to wrap in the back, so I guess they had other coaches to do it. But
Mhm.
if there were two cuts, I would have to tend to both of them. We only get 60 seconds. Well, 50 when you count all the coaches and the ring girls getting into the ring. So you have 50 seconds between two corners to try to fix them. And of course, both of them were,
Wow.
majority of the time, they're bloody. And
Mhm.
there's a specific fighter whose nose likes to bleed all the time. So it was hectic, but it was a good experience for the first event. And I guess it prepped me to be prepared for more events and what I would expect for the next times.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my first one, I was so nervous because
Yeah.
I'm a background in the background type of person. I didn't have a problem being in the fighter's room, rapping. That's
Mhm.
nothing. But walking out and the cameras and the people, I'm like, this is so not me.
Yeah.
So,
They say when the big lights are down and they hit, it's different, and I felt that too because I feel the adrenaline pumping, even if
yes,
it's not the fighter or it's not on you, but you're there and it's happening and it's live,
yes.
and you just feel that just that emotion coming, and you're like, okay, well, it's happening, and once you're kind of sitting there and watching the fights and you see the cut, you're like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
And
you just snap.
right, yeah,
Yeah, it's so true. Once I go through and I get through the ring and I'm like, okay, so we're sitting over here and I'm already in work mode. I don't even realize the cameras are gone. The noise is sort of muffled. I don't even hear it because I'm so
yeah.
focused on just doing my work. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So how long now? So you said you took leave and so you're ready to get back in the game. Tell me of a time what was I know people already always ask me the same
Yeah.
question. What was your worst cut? And have you always just done MMA and just not boxing?
Majority of the events I've done were MMA, but I think I would like to get into boxing more.
I was
There's
just talking
just
about that.
there's not as many events in Canada in general, so I kind of want to broaden my horizons because I know there's in the States there's so many. There's boxing, there's MMA, there's even bare knuckle or
Yes.
even Muay Thai. I just want to keep busy,
Yes.
you
Yes,
know?
same. It
Yeah.
keeps me in practice. When I feel like I'm like sitting around, I go to the gym. I'm like, I know when their spar days are, so I just
Yeah.
go and I try to keep busy that way. But you're right. If it I feel like I just need to do something. And usually the beginning
Yeah.
of the year, it's not as busy as I think it starts ramping up like March through June. It starts to get pretty busy. It's so funny because we talk so much on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you and we've been talking back and forth about how to get like an all-female cut team, right?
Yeah.
And I know that when I was talking to Cutwoman Jess from Ireland, she has
Mhm.
a cut team and I think it's two women and two men. But yeah, it's hard because I've reached out to a couple of promoters. Actually, I reached out to about four, and it's still hard breaking through that male dominated barrier. They don't
Yeah.
take you seriously. They just like, you know what I mean? They're just like, oh, whatever. So,
Yeah.
how has it been for you? I know it hasn't been too bad for me because I work with a lot of male coaches. They know my work, they respect what I do. I tell people you don't have to be a nurse, but sometimes being a nurse does help, but you don't have to be. Anyone can do it. How has it been for you? Have you come up against any type of womanism or, have you come up with anything like that? Have you had to experience it?
Honestly, every single event has been an uphill battle for me. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just MMA or the adrenaline is high or if
Yeah.
it's just an ego thing with all the MMA fighters. But even then, I worked an all female show. Kind
Mhm.
of like Invicta, and it was still difficult for me. The thing is that I know that I'm a professional,
Yes.
really good raps. I'm good at what I do,
Yeah,
but
your
people
raps are excellent.
people don't realize it till they actually see my work and they're like and they still judge me for that
Yes.
or they still want to say something, but I'm just here to do my job. I am professional, I keep it clean, and I do good work. Coaches say that, doctors say that,
Yes.
everyone says that. So it's if I have to prove myself every single time, then so be it, because I know I can prove myself. But it's just shitty, I guess, if I can swear. It's just
Yeah.
shitty that I have to constantly do that
Hmm.
till I build my name or people start hearing or word of mouth, right?
Yeah, for sure. I know it happens to me every single time, literally every single time. And not to make it into a race thing, but usually if I'm with like a black fighter, I'm
Mhm.
instantly his mother or I'm his sister or I'm his
Oh yeah.
they literally, the reporters, the commissioners, well, the commissioners in Florida, they're familiar. They know exactly who I am now. They know, but if I'm anywhere else, any other state, they literally assume I'm their mother.
Yeah.
So
I can see how annoying.
yeah, it really is. So yeah, you're right. Literally have to prove yourself each and every time. I've had fighters with world-renowned fighters with multiple belts. They'll see me in the room with the fighter, and I have my AirPods in and I just start rapping. And then I just notice like sometimes I'll look up and I'll see like eyes on me, or someone will have their phone out recording. And I remember one guy,
Yeah.
he's never seen a woman rap before. And I'm like, we're everywhere,
We're here.
it's, yeah, we really are. So yeah, I get that. I really get that.
I bet you get it too when you're in full uniform. Oh, is that your wife, your mom, or and you're rapping and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, I literally have my jacket with my logo. It literally says, but they just completely ignore it. You're a woman in here. I remember one time I was coming into an event and I was going through security and they opened up my bag and all of this stuff. And I said to them, which direction is the fighter's room? And the security guard was like, you want the girls, right? And he keeps pointing me to the girl. I'm like, no, I don't have a female. I'm not working for a female fighter. We're the men. And then he just kept saying, no, you want to go over there. No, I'm telling you, I'm going over here. So
Yeah.
you get it from everyone, from everyone. It drives me nuts.
You know what though? So since I took a step back from mat leave doing cutwoman stuff, I have been branching out to other departments in the fight game.
Yeah.
So I am doing judging for Muay Thai fights, and I also am a part of the Manitoba Commission. So it's nice to keep busy in that aspect and kind of broaden your horizons and kind of network more and kind
Yeah.
of add to your skills, right? So
Yes.
I've been doing that as well.
Yeah, that's good. I've been, since I'm newer to the game, I've just been focusing on every time just making sure my work is of standard and up
Impeccable.
to par. I am super critical on myself. I will watch fights back and I'll ask my support system, what could I have done better or whatever. And everyone's like, Paula, your raps are pristine, they're beautiful, and I will nitpick them apart.
Then you're like, I should have done this or that. But every time I see your raps on your Instagram, I'm like, oh, so clean, so nice. Always commenting.
You're stuck. What did you say? You got stuck for a minute.
I was just talking about your raps and how they're so clean. And
Yeah,
every time I see them, you get better and better, and they're perfect.
yeah, I'll find something wrong. I'll even send them to people. I'm like, how do I get rid of this little gap? And yeah, it's rough because you put that extra pressure on yourself because you know everyone's watching
Yeah.
more than normal. So I've been asking this question to all the ladies that I have on the show. Tell me how, we just talked about all the things that we had to deal with. How do you view the impact on women in not just, just in combat sports, period, as far as fighters, as well as, people like us, support staff, ancillary staff? How do you view the impact that we have?
I think it's great. Honestly, would like to see more women, not even just fighters, but in the background too, and not just being ring girls. Like we can do anything, whether it be doctors, cut women, judges,
Yeah.
referees. I think that if we saw more women in the industry, people will perk up and say, "Well, if she can do it, I can do it too." And more of us will come and will multiply. And I think it's great. I
Yeah.
would like to see more women
I
coming.
do too. And I've had a few women reach out to me on Instagram asking me that, do you have to be a nurse? I'm like, absolutely not. How do I get into whose class did you take? So I'm really hoping those women that reached out, and I've actually had a few men actually, but I'm really hoping the women that reach out, they really look into it and really, really do it because I think the more of us that are there, we'll become the norm and we won't be such a foreign entity when people see us. What would you tell a woman that wants to do it? What would you tell her, knowing the good and the bad? Or what would you tell them the number one thing to be careful of?
Tell them first, if you really, really love it and you want to do it and you're passionate about it, go
Mhm.
for it. Go 100%. What I would recommend is practice your raps. It could be anyone from your siblings, your parents, or your friends. Just
Yeah.
practice.
I
What I
practice on
did
my dog at first.
what I did before, even before I took the course in Vegas, I practiced during work on my night shift. So whoever was there, I was like, "Hey, are you free for 10 minutes? Let me rap
Yeah.
you." And by the time I perfected it and then I went to Vegas, they looked and they're like, "You know exactly what you're doing." So even then, I'm still practicing now. If it's been a while, I'll just,
Mhm.
"Hey, what are you doing? Can I rap you?"
Right.
to keep it, keep it current and maybe make that speed better too.
Yeah, for sure. I was telling this girl who had asked me, I just told her, I said, just don't listen to the noise. Don't, men will completely disregard you. I said, you just have to go in there and just do your stuff. Don't focus on it. Don't think about it. It would be if you were going any place else. Just go in there and handle your business. And I said, just do good work. As long as you do good work, that's all that matters.
And
Yeah.
you know how fighters say, "Oh, I let my fighting do the talking." If you want to be a cut woman, just let your work do the talking. Let
Yeah.
your raps do the talking for you because no one's gonna say anything when you have good raps or when you fix that cut within 60 seconds and it's just impeccable and it's perfect. Just let that happen and people will shut up if they have anything bad to say.
Yeah, for sure. I even had an instance where this guy started blasting me on Instagram. I had no idea who this guy was. And apparently he's been around for a very long time and people know who he is. And I was real upset about it, right? And I talked to one of my friends and he was like, Paula, you worried over nothing. People are looking at your work. You've been in this game, what, 2 years? They've been
Mhm.
in the game forever, and your stuff looks just as good, if not
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Just have confidence in your work and just don't listen to the noise. It's the same feedback I give to other people. Just do your stuff and let it speak for itself, really.
And you know what, too? Anyone that is interested, you guys can message me too, or if any questions, like just like you, right? You can message me. I just want a community for all the women. And
Yes.
if you're feeling like you're doubting yourself or anything, we're here to lift you up, right? We want you to succeed.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's yeah, I'm open to anyone that wants to speak or just if you're even having a bad day or you're nervous before your fights, just we're here to talk, right?
Yeah, for real. That's exactly what I do for you. I'm like,
And I'm all ears too. Of course, I'll take the time and I'll listen. And I like people who are in the industry and who are women, right?
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna keep trying not to really try and see if we can get a cut team going here. I really think that would be so. I know it. There was a boxing event and it was an all female card. The whole entire thing was a female card. It would be so awesome if you're going to have an all-female card, then it would be great to have an all-female cut team.
Of
So
course.
I'm going to keep pushing and trying to reaching out. Somebody's going to take me seriously. I'm going to try and reach out to the promoters and see if I can really, really get that going and try and get us a cut team. I think it would be great. And I think when people start looking at us different, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? I when I first started, I would just cold turkey reach out to promoters and I have always said, every 10 people that say no to you, one person's going to say yes. So
Yeah.
just keep on trying and just keep on trying to get a hold of people and one day they're going to get back to you and you're going to
Yeah.
get work.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I do that. I know the fighters keep me pretty busy. Um, it's just trying to the promoters just still even there are women promoters and I've reached out to them thinking it would be easier.
Yeah.
Not
No.
not so much. And I really just hate that. Like as women in this industry, we all need to stick together. We all need to respect each other. We all need to lift each other up because we already have so much that's weighing us down or trying to weigh us down, I should say.
We already have that disadvantage of people doubting us or
Yes.
people who are against just us being women in a male dominant industry.
Exactly. Exactly. Final question. So where do you go from here? So you're gonna go back, you're gonna get back into the game. How do you get back in? You just call and say, I'm ready to work.
Already, just like I did before, I'm just going to reach out to any promoters or any
Mm.
gyms or anyone who wants to smoke, come get it. No, but yeah, I just want to stay busy, whatever I can, whether it be cut man, whether it be judging, but I just want to stay within the industry because I love it so much, right?
Yeah.
I love the sport so much, and yeah, see where it gets me.
Do you? Another question I get a lot, I don't know if you get this either. People think that you work for a particular, oh, you just work for this gym. I always tell people I'm a contractor. I work for
Yeah.
myself. I can go and work for anyone that wants to hire me. I'm not just designated to this one person. So that's another thing. So I know there's one gym and his fighters really, really respect me and appreciate my work, and they hire me all the time. But then it sort of puts me in that, oh, you work for that gym. And I'm like, no, I always tell people I work for anyone. I work for any
Yeah.
gym. So I always try and make myself available to other people, where I offer my service to other people so they know that I can go ahead and work wherever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. And I'm so glad that we finally got to talk.
I'm so glad
Um,
you.
your baby is beautiful. Congratulations. He's one now, right?
Yeah, he's one. Last time we spoke about working a show, I think he was 3 months or something.
Yeah, you had just recently had him for sure. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something soon. We're gonna do something soon.
Yeah, you know what? My schedule, it's I can make time. So whether it be an event or even just to link up, I am down. You let me know. Contact me anytime.
You'll come to the US?
Yeah, I'll go wherever you want me to go.
That's awesome. I know we've been having I've been seeing some fighters having shows up in, I know, Niagara area. Where are you located exactly in Canada?
Right now, I'm in Calgary, Alberta. So it's
Yeah.
kind of the middle of Canada, but
Mhm.
you want me to go east or west or south, anywhere.
Uh, oh, let me ask you a question. So
Yeah.
one thing I was talking about with someone is that I have to learn how to do MMA raps because they are different than boxing raps. Where
Yes.
with boxing raps, your hand is fully engulfed, right?
Mhm.
What is the difference between the MMA raps versus the boxing raps?
It's definitely a lot more shorter. That's
Hmm.
for sure.
Where are you
And
starting, like closer to the wrist?
yeah, a bit more closer to the wrist, and it's not so further down.
Hmm.
Also, there's not so much padding on the knuckles
Hmm.
too, since the MMA wrap is so much smaller, right? Yeah. So maybe since I'm more experienced with MMA wraps and you're more experienced with boxing wraps, maybe we can swap.
Yes.
I learn your tips and tricks, and you learn mine.
That would
Can,
be awesome.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it was great having you, Stacy. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna have to get together soon and do something. And now that I'm doing this show, it was suggested to me to do something like this. I don't know
Yeah,
why,
I
because
love it.
I'm not a big talker, but I think it's gonna help people's notice that we're here and we're in different facets. I've talked to Andrea, she's a fight doctor. I've talked to Jenna, she's a coach trainer. And then, there's Jess and you. So I'm trying to get some fighters. They're hard to get in touch with, these fighters,
Yeah.
but I've been trying to get some fighters so I can talk to them. I think I have one coming up next episode. I have my first fighter that I can talk to. But yeah, doing this podcast is really I want to give all the women their flowers. I want to make sure that they know they're appreciated. And we just need to get a little community together and support each other. That's the whole reason I'm doing it.
And even other people in the industry too that are women, judges or commission or even ring girls,
Yes.
because they play an important role.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Uh,
So, but thanks for joining me today. Everyone, you can reach Stacy at, I think what is your handle on Instagram?
underscore Stacy Ramirez.
There you go. She
Yeah.
does excellent work. She's one of my idols.
You are too.
I appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. All righty. Bye-bye. I would like to thank Stacy Ramirez, all the way from Canada, joining us today. The corner is worldwide, y'all. I am so happy about that. I love seeing my women shine. I love it. I want to thank all my guests that I've had so far. They've all been very smart, intelligent, just progressive women. I love seeing it. Our next episode will be dropping sometime next week. I'll have my first fighter on for sure. I'm excited about that. You can like, follow, share, subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at pmat1. And yeah, let's go. I'm excited. All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye.